What were you most shocked to find out was a practical effect and not CGI? Gladiator. They actually burned down that forest at the beginning of the movie. It was slated to be burnt down by the Forestry Commission anyway, so Ridley Scott did it for them. Plus real tigers. Good Omens series. Neil Gaiman said he wondered how they were going to do the scene where the demon Crowley, played by David Tennant, drives a flaming Bentley to the site of the apocalypse. He was surprised to learn that they were planning to do it by putting David Tennant in a Bentley, setting it on fire, and having him drive it. The original 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies had a lot less CGI than you'd expect. Some highlights. Most of the boats were real boats on the water. The scene where they swing the bone cage above the ravine. Real suspension, not a real ravine. The 3-way sword fight in the runaway watermill wheel. The parley scene with Davy Jones in a bucket on a sandbar saw the special features of one of the new movie. They've moved everything to CGI now. I was extremely disappointed. A lot of scenes in LOTR with hobbits around big folk. I always thought it was clever CGI for the most part, not clever cinematography and doubles, though some scenes are still CGI. The crooked man from The Conjuring 2 was not CGI. He is a real person named Javier Botet Lopez. He has a condition called Marfan syndrome that allows him to contort his body beyond normal human limits. Edit. For a better understanding, Marfan syndrome is a genetic disorder that affects the body's connective tissue. Daniel Day-Lewis as the butcher actually tapping his fake eye with a knife. He practiced it in secret, so when he did it during filming, everyone was freaked the F*** out. The robot's tires and case were built with a human moving them. The weightlessness in Apollo 13. Not CGI, not even wires. They built the spacecraft sets in a reduced gravity aircraft so they could film in actual weightlessness. It's incredibly difficult to do, as each period of weightlessness only lasts for 24 seconds and is preceded and followed by a period of TGs. The costume for Swamp Thing looked so impressive I thought it had to be CGI. Late to the party as always, but there's a scene in one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies where a giant centipede crawls out of a girl's mouth. That was a real centipede crawling out of her mouth for real. I read somewhere that they originally wanted 3, but the actress would only agree to 1. Still, the original Jurassic Park movie. Apparently almost no CGI in Elf. Just super clever depth tricks. Late to the party. But that scene in the new It when Pennywise is talking to Georgie and he zones out, then his eye goes all loopy. Like his right eye just gives up and walks away. Bill Skarsgård can actually do that. In the Silent Hill movie, the effect for the weird movement of the nurses was achieved by having the actresses walk backwards and then reversing the film, so it looked like clunky/awkward forward walking. I assumed The Train and the Fugitive was a model rather than CGI, but it was actually a real train. It's mind-blowing that all the orcs you see in the Lord of the Rings trilogy are actual actors that went through hours of exhausting makeup and prosthetics work. Just goes to show how revolutionary this movie is even after all these years. Something that is CGI, but you think it wouldn't be, when C-3PO is unfinished in Anakin's room in The Phantom Menace. You can see through his head and parts of his body, so it can't be a suit. It's actually a puppet that is controlled by a guy standing directly behind, and they just CGI him out of the shot. Nobody said Emily Rose. The actress that played Emily in The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Jennifer Carpenter, saw the mannequin they were going to use for the contortion scenes and basically went, I can do that, and then did. They never shot the mannequin. The mother robot from My Mother. Probably not the most shocking, but one that I really loved learning how they did it was the little powder to bread thing when Rey is eating in The Force Awakens. Definitively the cornfield scene of Interstellar. The director, Nolan, just planted the field for the movie. That massively long take with the car being ambushed in Children of Men. I had a really long discussion with a really good friend years ago about this film. I had just seen it not knowing what to expect, and I was amazed by it, the breadth of the story and the amazing acting and cinematography. When I told Robin to go see it, he dismissed me by saying I don't like seeing war movies. On the other hand, he was a renowned crossbow maker and archer, so there's that I got him to go see it because of that beautiful shot of that guy standing in that huge bay window looking over the Battersea Power Station towers with the Pink Floyd pig floating amongst them. And I was just awestruck by this dichotomy. He eventually did go and see it, and we actually sat down for a few hours and had a few drinks while things were quiet at his house. I think that conversation with him was one of the best ones I had ever had with him. He was a family friend for 20 years at that point, and I knew him through my aunt and uncle. But I didn't really understand him all that well, and he could probably say the same about me. Make sure to like and subscribe for more daily content. Thanks for watching.